Hey guys, David Nuno here, TexAgs Rewind. What a great Thursday show. The weird thing is, best acting ever. That was Gabe Bach, who used to host this show. Well, actually, he's never hosted the YouTube. I'm getting weird now. It's getting really weird. Okay. Can I talk about what's on the show? Gabe was on the show. He was great. Love having Gabe back here. We talked about Kickoff, which was awesome. How about Ralph Russo from the AP? He came on by. Did I really hit you, by the way? I feel like I hit you for reals. I hope I didn't hit you. Hi, Torres, come on by. So we talked about, okay, it's getting awkward again. Ralph Russo from the Associated Press talking about his phone call with Bob Bowlsby of the Big 12. We had Stephen McGee on breaking down the Quinn Ewers situation. How about Aaron Torres? He talked about the Texas brand. What is that brand right now? Is it really a huge brand the way people talk about it? It is TexAgs Rewind. Take a look.
Reach out to Bowlsby. And the interesting thing people have to understand with Bob Bowlsby, among all the people in college athletics, he is probably the most forthcoming. He is a person who returns calls. He is not afraid to say things publicly. If he has something to say, he's usually pretty comfortable saying it. Reached out to him. He called me back within a couple of seconds. I guess I was just a little lucky. I was the first one to get the call back. And he definitely had something to say. Quite frankly, it caught me off guard. He has been laying low for the past week or so. And basically what he says, listen, I just haven't had anything to say. I've been gathering information. I felt like we've been unclear at what exactly was going on. And then he starts sort of going off on ESPN and the SEC, especially ESPN, to the point where I was like, I got to get a pen here, right? It just happened so fast. I wasn't quite sure if we were even on the record. And yeah, I mean, listen, again, he explained it in greater detail to some other outlets, but he basically said, like, they feel ESPN at this point is trying to undermine the Big 12, get it to crumble by having other conferences pick it apart, most notably, and Bob Bowlsby did not say this, but I got this from some other sources, working with the American Athletic Conference to create a situation where the Big 12 is destabilized, crumbles, and that allows Texas and Oklahoma to move to the SEC quicker and without paying a massive amount of buyout money.
Get that. But I don't find them to be this amazing brand, Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers, whatever. Like they are a known institution for their location. But when it comes to college football, I mean, are they really like this national brand that kids are talking about in, I don't know, New York and in Miami? Like, I just don't see it. Am I wrong here?
It's a reflection of how old we're getting. But, kids, listen, I'll tell you this. Kids know what kids see. And we think about you're a high school member of the class of 2022, okay? So that would mean that you were born, if my math is correct, in 2004, probably about 2012 or so is probably the first time that you remember college football. Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, and in the last few years, A&M's on the rise. LSU had a good year. It's so cyclical and it's so fast, and that's why it's so funny when people say, Miami. Well, Miami hadn't won a national championship since 2001. I don't know how old you are, David. I don't want to date you. I remember Miami winning a national championship. But Miami, these kids weren't even born when Miami won a national championship that are now the elite high school players in America. And so you look at Texas, they last competed for a national championship in 2010. And so to high school kids, they're the butt of the joke the way that Clemson was the butt of the joke when I was in high school, And so I look at it from the perspective that I even see what I was going to say was I even see it now in recruiting. Now I live on the West Coast, and you see it in recruiting where Bryce Young, he didn't want to go to USC, he wanted to go to Bama. DJ Uiagalelei wanted to go to, we could have a scenario where Ohio State's starting quarterback CJ Stroud is from California, Clemson, Alabama, Georgia's starting quarterback is from California. Now, I know JT Daniels is a little different because he transferred, but the point I'm trying to make is these California kids they don't remember USC and Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. They remember USC as that team that starts every year in the top 10 and finishes 7-5. And so I think there's parallels between Miami, Nebraska, USC, even to a degree Notre Dame, although they've kind of shaken it off the last few years, where we of a certain age remember a certain program, Tennessee a certain way. I'm old enough to remember Tennessee with Peyton Manning. 18-year-old kids barely remember Peyton Manning as an NFL player. Why do they care about where he went to college 25 years ago? So I think Texas is going to have an uphill battle in that conversation, because who's the guy on Sundays that you tune into in the NFL and he's a Longhorn? You know, we know the Clemson guys, we know the Ohio State guys, we know Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun, whatever. Who's the Longhorn that everybody's excited about to watch on Sundays? Maybe I'm blanking on one or two, but there aren't very many.
Stephen, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the number one quarterback in the class of 2022, Quinn Ewers from Southlake Carroll, looking like he might forego his senior season in high school and enroll in order to be able to take advantage of the name, image, likeness, and make what some people are projecting to be from $750,000 up to $1.2 million from the time he steps on campus. My question for you, Stephen, as quarterback coming out of Burnett, Texas, how much money do you think you could have made when you stepped on campus in College Station?
Man, you know the local John Deere dealership in Burnett, Texas was clamoring to get me on one of those tractors. It wouldn't have been a big enough sum for me to forego my college career, thankfully. I read this. It's fascinating to me. And, at the end of the day, it's hard. You can't blame the kid for $1 million is $1 million. And, after taxes, you're looking at about $500,000. At the end of the day, though, I think it's a shame that he can't participate in high school sports, and he can't finish his senior year. That rule needs to change. Whether they say, you know what, no 18-year-old kid deserves to get paid, or they deserve to get paid. Either way, they need to be in school. They need to go through their senior year. You're creating some of the best sports memories of your life. Especially at a program like Southlake Carroll. It's a shame, in my opinion. I don't know what the right answer there is. It seems like they're a little young and immature to be receiving millions of dollars. But if you're going to say that a college kid has every right to collect on his name, image, and likeness, then why not a high school kid? Where do we stop this? That's at some point you can't take away their whole life.
Kickoff this weekend.
TexAgs Kickoff, baby.
Paint the picture for us.
All right, TexAgs Kickoff. We had to move it to Sunday this year to accommodate everyone's schedule and make it all work, make all the pieces fit. This is the 11th year of TexAgs Kickoff. We're back in person for the first, after last year, we had to go virtual only because of COVID. We did 10 years in a row where it was only 9 years in a row, only in person, no virtual option. Then last year was only virtual, and then we really liked it. But then when we had to move from Saturday to Sunday, we also had to move locations. Because the MSC is booked the day we wanted to do it when we slid back one day, August 1st. They already had an engagement. So we moved down about 100 yards to the A&M Hotel, which is great. And they're a wonderful partner of ours, but capacity got cut in half. So we sold out in like 20 hours on capacity, on in-person registrations for TexAgs Kickoff. Logan opened it up about a month or so ago, and we sold out like that. That's the excitement of everything happening around Aggie football. And so what we did was we did a virtual only option. Well, if you can't make it in or you can't get a ticket or you didn't buy a sponsorship package or anything, you can go to texags.com/kickoff right now. $20 a piece. Purchase your tickets, texags.com/kickoff. The event for the virtual people starts at 2 o'clock. Doors open at 12:30, but log on to texags.com/live. Same way you watch this show. If you're a premium subscriber, you can watch Jimbo Fisher, Kids First, our lead beneficiary. He'll be there doing a big in-depth conversation. We got Ross Bjork doing a State of the Union. That'll be interesting. He'll introduce Jim Schlossnagel, who will visit with us. Got a bunch of other coaches, Buzz and Gary and G, so on and so forth. Stephen McGee with a live film room on Haynes King and Zach Calzada from the spring game tape. Things he likes and didn't like in that, going into that matchup. 10 questions getting to know you, David Nuno.
Why are you bringing me on?
And then a sneak peek of our forthcoming documentary, Breaking Tradition, the Hugh McElroy story. So that's going to be
excited about that, yeah.
Texas Filmworks has absolutely killed it with Breaking Tradition,
Isn't
the
that
Hugh
what they
McElroy
do?
story.
That's what they do.
This is their best looking film yet, I think.
Gabe. All right, we're going to close with this. Gabe, come close. Let's see if he's been paying attention. What are you supposed to do at the end of... Okay, don't touch me. What are you supposed to do at the end of these videos? This is getting really too close. What are you supposed to do? Okay, please. What are we supposed to do at the end of the videos?
You smell good.
Thank you. What are we supposed to do? Tell the viewers what they're supposed to do.
Tell them to go to YouTube and make sure they tune in tomorrow.
And what about like the other stuff?
Subscribe, rate, review, download.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. That's right.
That's Gabe
Smash
Bach.
it.
This guy is a legend in his own mind. Thank you so much for watching.